Okay, my name is Rebyl Pinto, and I'm from Bombay. I was born in Mangalore city in Karnataka. Yeah, and I live in Muscat right now.
Tell me about your story of becoming a Christian. Have you been a Christian throughout your life? Has your faith or your observance changed at all throughout your life?
Yeah, because I was born in a Roman Catholic family, and I was brought up in that way. But 4.5 years ago, I came to Oman, where I am right now, and that's when I accepted Jesus.
So you were raised Roman Catholic in India.
Yeah, in India, yeah. I just lived as a normal Catholic, going to church every Sunday. And I wasn't so much, but I did believe that Jesus was God and Mother Mary was the other way to go to Jesus that I could pray to and stuff like that. But I wasn't totally into religion and totally into Christianity, totally into all these kind of things. But that when I came to Oman, my mom was a believer, a Christian. So she spoke to me about Jesus, and that's when I used to actually argue with her about it. That how can I change my faith? Because I was born in such a family, so I was brought up in such a kind of thing. How can I just change my faith? But then I realized something, and then God actually spoke to me, and then that's when I changed my faith and I accepted Jesus, and I'm so glad that I did it. Yeah.
Tell me about that experience of God speaking to you.
It was a process when I first accepted. I accepted it. Maybe that day I wasn't completely convicted, but I was convicted that Jesus is Lord, and He's the only way. I knew about it, but I wasn't completely convicted. But as days went by, it was a process because it's not easy. It's not a one-day thing because it's difficult to change your faith. For some of them, it may be like a day and then you're convicted. But for me, it took time. Like it took days and it took months and process where I was then and where I am right now is totally like a different thing.
What was happening in your life at that time?
Yeah, I lived a messed up life previously before I became a Christian. I was extremely free. I had my own freedom. I lived with my dad back home in India and my brother. And I was a very free person. I didn't have a lot of restrictions. The one person I feared was my mom. She used to live in Oman, and that's the only person I feared. Not my dad or my brother or anybody else. So I would do something I would not. I wouldn't want my mom to know about it. So that was the bottom line for me. But I did a lot of crap in life, and so I'm glad that God actually lifted me up from where I was and where I am. I lived such a beautiful life. But if I look back to my past and see, but it's an experience, like you learn from where you were. But God really lifted me up from where I was. So, yeah.
And so tell me specifically about the day that this experience happened for you, even if it was just the beginning.
Actually, the thing was previously when my mom, a year ago, my brother accepted Jesus, and she would tell me about Jesus, and I would not believe because I would believe that Mother Mary was the way to go to Jesus, because that's what I've been learned since young. That's my learning thing of so many years. I've learned this is what I've learned, and then it was difficult for me to suddenly switch over. So I used to argue with my mom every time, and of course, she would pray for me that that God speaks to me about it, and then as days went by, I realized the fact that Jesus is the only way. When you listen to people preaching at church, you actually know. And then God spoke to me saying that, He is the only way. There's no other way to heaven other than Him. And He's the reason I am here, this place. Yeah.
He's the reason you're here.
Yes, I'm living because of Him. Yeah, and I want to live because of Him.
What do you think your life would be like had you not?
It would be messed up, totally messed up, because I saw where I was. I came here to Muscat with a better life, where my life was really messed up, and I was really in a bad situation. And from there, I was lifted up to this place, Muscat, and it's really changed. So I could actually see my life, where I would be there, and now where I am. So
Do you feel like there's been some event in your life since you accepted Jesus
okay.
where you feel certain that He intervened for you?
He spoke to me.
Spoke to you, or something came to pass that you know that God was working in your life?
Yeah, actually, every day. He does work in my life. But if you see my life, I'm doing, yeah, as you know, I'm doing fashion design, and my mom is the person who's sponsoring me and my brother, and she's the only person who's working. She's the only parent working, and she sponsors me and my brother. And I don't know the conversion of 2 lakhs, 2 lakh Indian rupees into dollars. I really don't know, but she had to pay four lakhs per year for me and my brother, and it's not possible for one mother to do it. And I really saw God's work in our life because my brother finished his education. People actually told my mom, don't do it because it wouldn't be possible. But only with God it was possible because today my brother has finished his 4 years of engineering here and he's completed it, and I'm in my final year this year. So, God has actually worked, and this has been a real miracle in our life because it's the only parent who's sponsored. Like, she had to pay 4 lakhs per year. It's not a joke. So, yeah, that's the biggest, that's, yeah.
And can you think of a time, even since you accepted Jesus, that you have doubted your faith?
I haven't doubted my faith, but the thing is that during problems and stuff like that, sometimes I feel really low, but I haven't doubted my faith. I haven't doubted that, I made a wrong decision. No, I've not done that. But I do feel down at times because during problems, I mean, I'm human, right? So, yeah.
What are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? That He chose me and that I'm going to live forever. Wow. That's so cool. Really. I mean, I would be in hell if I wouldn't have chosen Jesus. My greatest wish is to be faithful to Jesus all my life. Till I'm on this earth, I really want to be faithful to Him.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't want to back. I don't want to take a like deny Jesus on this earth because it's difficult. I may deny Jesus even though I've accepted Jesus right now at this stage of my life. I may deny Him when problems come, so I don't want to do that. I really want to be faithful because there are times where I can, because of problems and because Satan takes over our lives. So yeah, I really don't want to. That's my greatest wish. But otherwise, I really want to open an orphanage. Yeah, that's my dream. I want to open an orphanage.
Where?
I haven't thought of a place, but I really want to open. That's my because I want to. I love kids, and I really have a soft corner towards people like who don't have parents and who are homeless. And I want to do social work. I would love to do that, but maybe in India or wherever I get to. But yeah, that's my dream.
How does fashion?
Yeah, how does fashion help? Yeah, I know a lot of people ask me why don't you open a brand, but I would prefer instead of making like being famous and making my name big, I would prefer helping a poor person or giving life to one person, which would change a person's life, than making me someone, someone who I am. So that's what I feel. Fashion is my liking. I like fashion, so I'll study, I'll work, I'll get the money, and then I'll serve the people.
And what's your message that you want to send to people as they see your portrait?
Jesus is the only way to heaven. Yeah.
Thank you.